back. You're watching Headlines Now on Ndtv-Hindu. Well, it's time now to get you all that is making news all over India. This is the nation for you in 60 seconds.
Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Umar Abdullah says there is a need to curb the inflow of funds to miscreants who are holding protests in the valley. This comes after his meeting with the Home Minister following clashes between security forces and protesters, which have left 17 civilians dead. Sonia's depiction as Goddess Durga in some posters in 2007 has been raked up again. This time, a Bihar court has summoned the Congress president to appear before it on July 29, as it said that these posters have hurt Hindu sentiments. It's Wah Taj again. The Taj Mahal has been voted as the most popular Asian monument in a poll conducted by the International Association of Amusement Parks and Attractions.
And while back in the state, mounting pressure on the central government over the Sri Lankan Tamils issue, Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M. Karunanidhi today urged the Prime Minister Manmohan Singh to send a special envoy to the island nation to assess the real situation. In reply to Prime Minister's letter seeking Karunanidhi's advice on the Sri Lankan issue, Chief Minister M. Karunanidhi underlined the need for immediate rehabilitation and expressed his dissatisfaction that rehabilitation process has not progressed at the expected level, despite the Indian government sanctioning 500 crore rupees, and still the internally displaced Tamils continue to undergo the ordeal at various camps in Sri Lanka. Well, if you do own a vehicle that is more than a year old, you better get it checked for gas emissions. The Chennai Traffic Police will be checking vehicles for gas emission levels starting today, after a recent study conducted by the Tamil Nadu Pollution Control Board revealed that the air pollution load in the city has been increasing by almost 3.5% annually. The police has conducted a study on vehicular pollution in the city and discovered that nearly 50% of vehicles exceed the permitted levels of pollution emission. Well, this year Tamil Nadu was #1 in voluntary blood donation in the country, but after reports of children in Rajasthan being infected with the HIV after blood transfusion, the focus is now turned to how safe the process actually is in our state.
It's not just these children with thalassemia, but even ordinary people face the risk of being infected by blood supplied from blood banks. Authorities at state-run hospitals insist that blood transfusion rules or NACO guidelines are strictly followed, but they agree that the ELISA test currently used to detect HIV has a window period of 3 months when the infection cannot be detected.
The period is very difficult it takes 3 weeks to 3 months. That if the same donor comes after 3 months only, we can say that the window period we have missed.
A more advanced test, the nucleic acid test or the NAT, which can detect the virus within 3 to 6 days after the patient contracts the infection, is not used in government hospitals because it costs a lot more than the ELISA test.
India consists of nearly about 3,500 blood banks all over the country, but implementing the NAT test is very difficult because one is the cost factor and the trained personnel we require, and most of the blood bank situated in the periphery. We cannot use the 2 yardstick, metropolitan city and other blood bank.
But till the time NAT tests become a reality, doctors say following the blood donation protocol, computerizing test results to avoid errors and encouraging voluntary donations will ensure safety.
There is no test to eliminate 100% window period. So only possible to have the safe blood to motivate the people to donate blood repeatedly once in 3 months and retain the donor.
In Chennai, Nithala, Ndtv-Hindu.
And on to some cricket news now. India will seek to end a 17-year-long series drought in Sri Lanka when they go into the 3-match test series against the island nation on Sunday with a depleted bowling attack and a dodgy form of some of their famed batsmen. The last time India won a test series in the island nation was way back in 1993 under Mohammad Azaduddin with a 1-0 scoreline, and since then their track record has not been too impressive. But Dhoni's men are determined to change their fortunes this time around and get the better of the hosts in what will be spin wizard Muthaiya Muralidharan's last test appearance. And that's a wrap on this bulletin. Coming up next is your news in Tamil Ungal Sethi with Moses Robinson. Stay with us.